Okay, just team news, injuries ahead of the West Ham game.
Obviously, we're hoping Ben will train today and he comes back into contention. That's Bo did really well, so it's a difficult one for me. James Morrison is training, but I'm not sure he's anywhere near, ready to play yet. But obviously we've got 2 games left after this one Saturday, so we'll see.
Saido missed out through injury. What about him?
Yeah, Saido again is trained. He's still feeling it a little bit. Again, it's a late one. I think that'll be a late one. Whether if he's fit, obviously we want to try and get him in the team if we can. But we'll see what he's like.
You intimated a few weeks ago that you want to use more and more of your younger players to give them a chance. Is that still the case?
That will, tomorrow I'll be looking to do that, and obviously the next 2 games as well. I think it's an opportunity to blood a few of them. I really do think there's talent in the academy, and we've had 3 of them over with us now for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they've trained really well and got better with the lads. They got better with the group. The group have accepted them in lots of ways, not just because of their ability, but their attitude as well has been first class. So, yeah, they're hopefully, fingers crossed. The 3 of them, they'll get their chance.
Did the postman bring you a gift wrap bottle of wine from Leicester this week?
It hasn't arrived yet, but we're waiting.
It was a heck of a result, and I mean,
it was a good performance. First half I thought we were, a little bit on the back foot. Tottenham were very, very good, and they are a very, very good side. And as I've said, I think everybody there, the manager and everybody else, deserves a lot of credit. And nobody's taken into consideration the fact that they have played in, that UEFA Cup competition, which is a Thursday and a Sunday, which is very difficult to do. So to achieve what they've have achieved is absolutely fantastic. But as I said right from the beginning, if I had to pick one, I'd love Leicester to do it. It's certainly in their hands now, and it's theirs to take. And Tottenham, I'm sure will go out and try and win the 3 games. I hope that that Leicester do slip, but we'll see.
In retrospect, do you think the point you got at White Hart Lane and the subsequent suspension of Dele Alli may prove to be pivotal in where the title goes this year?
Well, it's irrespective of what Tottenham did on Monday night. It's everything is in Leicester's hands, and if we'd have lost the game, it was up to Leicester to win it, and it still remains the same. Leicester still have to win it. I mean, they have to do what they have to do. The one thing I will say is that Claudio didn't roll around, didn't make a meal of it, just got on with it. And when you see some players, English players as well as South American players, falling around and rolling around at times when they've not been touched, I don't think the kid has taken the credit he deserves.
And it's one for the romantics, isn't it? I mean, in this season, which has been extraordinary enough, it's one that everybody who's not a Leicester fan becomes a Leicester fan.
As I've said, I think going back a long time ago, a few of you in the room will remember Forest, when Forest got promoted with Cloughie, and then went on and won the league. And the following year, I think they won the European Cup. That was extraordinary. And this is as big, if not bigger, because there is a massive divide in the Premiership between teams who have and teams who haven't. And for Leicester to achieve it, if they do, fingers crossed, achieve it, it's most probably as good as anybody could ever imagine as a shock to people. It's just massive, really. Nobody would have believed it.
And that point at Tottenham, what's it done for your side? Because you're on a bit of a difficult run, and that's really increased confidence a bit, do you think?
Well, you get to the 40 points, and irrespective of what you say, what you don't say, people can slip off a little bit. I think there's been one poor game, and that was at Arsenal since we've got there. I think the other games we played well at Man City. We shouldn't have lost to Watford at home, and they put in a fantastic performance at Tottenham. So the lads have kept going, and that's what we want them to do. Now, as you've said, we've got the opportunity and a chance in the next 3 games, maybe to play and blood 1 or 2 of the younger players, get them involved. I'm sure the supporters will enjoy that as well, watching one, their own coming through and playing for the team. So yeah, we've got tough game tomorrow. West Ham have, again, been one of the great successes of the season. Again, what Slaven has done there has been absolutely first class. And they look a very, very good side. And they've still got a chance of getting in the top 4. They've certainly got a great opportunity of getting into Europe. And coupled with moving to the new stadium next year, it's been a wonderful season for them.
Not a team to be underestimated at all, are they?
Now they've signed, the recruitment people at that football club have done fantastic. They've signed some good players, but he's a good manager. I think he's proved that at Besiktas. It's never easy to manage in Turkey, from what people tell me. He did a wonderful job there, and he's come back to England. Obviously he knows the scene, having played here for a long time, and he's taken the bull by the horns and really, really, pushed forward.
Talking of wine, which you were earlier, are you any nearer having that glass of wine with the chairman and discussing your contract next year?
Not until the season finishes, and we've still got a couple of weeks to go. So we'll get together when the season finishes.
And Sido, what do you think in the summer? Do you think you might have to?
I hope he goes on holiday, has a nice break, and enjoys himself. That's what I think about what Sido needs to do. Yeah, it's going to be same old, same old. I'm sure if we come back at pre-season, Sido's still here, and it'll be the same questions that I've had to bat away for the past 18 months. I think what people have got to understand, what people have got to recognise, every year in this league, it's really tough. And you start off winning your 40 points, and just have a look at how many West Midland clubs will be in the Premiership next year. Have a look at that and see what this club has achieved. Because there's a few clubs who are close to us, who are supposedly bigger clubs than us, and we've done our job. We've played some good stuff at times. We've played some good football. We've had some fantastic results, and we've played poorly at times, and results haven't been brilliant. But what they've done all the time, the players, and I think the stats will prove it at the end, is that they've run around and they've given everything every game they've played.